Hey, welcome to Davita's Stampin' Spot. It's Thursday and I've got a project ready for you. It is a little bit of a quicker one, and to be quite honest, my team is coming over in about 30 minutes to spend the afternoon and part of the evening just crafting, chatting, and spending some time together. I'm going to let them use some of my stamp sets and stuff and just enjoy hanging out together. But I realized that was going to conflict with my Thursday project. So I'm going to share something with you here. It is using some beautiful paper. It's from the Beautiful Gallery. And I just lost my end piece. Where'd it go? Beautiful Gallery 6x6. I'm sure that's what the name is. Look at this gorgeous paper. I think that would be so fun to play with. Been saving that one. I haven't used it yet. And as you can tell, I've used a lot of it. We're going to be using this beautiful piece today. My basic pieces are 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and 4 by 5 1/4. This is Mossy Meadow on Basic Beige. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. I really didn't want to put a whole lot on the front because I want the paper to be the wow of this card. And what I think is neat and something that's very unusual for me is I'm not doing a lot of stamping. I'm letting the paper make the card. All right, so let me bring in my paper trimmer. We're going to cut this piece down to, try and get this so you can see it, to 5 by 3 3/4. So I'm going to cut off excess. Let's see, we're going to go this way first, I think. It does take a little bit of back and forth to get it to the right size. So let's bring this down to 5. The harder part is the going across because you don't want to lose any more of the flowers than you just have to. All right, so I'm going to go just a little bit farther there. Now let's see how close we're getting here. And the nice thing is when you lay your paper trimmer down, you can kind of see what you have left, where it's going to go when it cuts, so that helps. All right. There we go. All right, so it's down to 5 by 3 3/4. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this piece at 1 1/4. And I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to do 1 1/4 on this end. And then just because I want to make it just a little bit more of a break, I'm just going to cut off a 1/16 of an inch, just a teeny tiny piece, just to give just a little bit of wiggle room in the middle. You don't have to do that. It would fit without doing that, but I just want to make sure I have enough space for my break. I'm going to get my paper trimmer out of the way. And we're going to lay these on here. Now, I have found that the best way that works for me is to glue the 2 outside pieces first, and then put the middle piece in. So you can look at the top and bottom to kind of figure out how close you need to be on the edge here. There we go. Now we'll do that outside piece. These flowers are so pretty. Wouldn't you love to have these sitting in your kitchen or your stamp room so you could just enjoy looking at them? I think they are so pretty. All right, so there's that. And then I'm going to put this piece here. And see, just by taking that little smidge off, you can't really tell, but it gives a little bit better space here in the middle. Now, this idea is one that can be taken to even smaller sections. So you could cut this across and make it so that there are 6 pieces. You could do 2 across and you could make it so there's 9 pieces. So it gives you really a lot of fun just to change it just a little bit. All right, so what I did was I cut out a 1 3/4. This is my old punch They're so good they don't go out, right? So there's 1 3/4. And then the new style punch is 1 1/2. And then I grabbed some of the basic beige ribbon that I thought would be really pretty on here. And I measured it by laying it across like I was going to hook it behind. But instead of doing that, we're going to fold it in half. And I'm going to snip. If I can get my fingers to work here. This one's going to go that way. And I think I'll go this way. All right. I like to use glue dots when I am working with ribbon because I think it holds it in place nicely. So I'm going to grab a couple glue dots here. And like I said, I didn't want to cover up any more of the beautiful paper than I had to. So I could have just left this. Well, guys, you know, they would stick better if you use the correct side. All right, let's fold this in half. There we go. All right. And then I did want to put a little message on here. So from the Simply Said, if you guys don't have this set, you need to get it. It just works all the time. You've got a variety of sayings. They're simple, they're not real large. And I find that I'm grabbing it almost every time I do a class. I use it at least on one of the cards. So I'm just going to use just a note on this one. And then I'm going to attach it to the Mossy Meadow circle. Grab some dimensionals. These are some of our large ones. I'm going to cut them down. But that little piece of ribbon just insists on sticking to my finger. All right, so we'll pull those off. And no, you're right. I did not color these. I need to color them like I showed a couple weeks ago and make life a little easier. And there we go. Isn't that gorgeous? And so simple. We stamped one thing. We had to cut our base, one other piece, and then those 3 strips. The first one I did, I chose to do the ribbon the other direction. And see how I just took a smidge off, how it makes that middle section just a little bit wider. So I hope you like this project today. For team members, I hope I'm going to see you here in just a little bit. For those of you that aren't on my team, I will look forward to sharing a video with you on Tuesday and next Thursday. See you then.